What up, everyone? So, starting the boxes of January. I have not been able to put out videos as fast as I would have liked to, because I have lots of ideas lately and lots of boxes, but I just have not had the time. I barely have time to do like one every other day. So yeah, we got to start these boxes of January. Lots of them coming in. And yeah, so let's do it. So hopefully this one doesn't suck. We got Loot Crate, good crate, one I'm always happy to see. So hopefully it's not total garbage, but we shall see. I really wanted to do the Star Wars one. That showed up today too, and I know what's in there. Everyone knows what's in there, and it looks really cool, and I'm excited for it. The reason I'm not starting off with that one is just because I know if I review it now, the values are going to be all over the place. They're going to be crazy high, and they're just going to be not accurate at all. So I want to give them all a little bit of time to settle down so the values are more accurate. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm super excited for that box for once. But let's see what we got here in the meantime. Alright, stuff. Got a shirt. Taking a look. Here we are. Alright. The original since 1981. Alright, pretty simple. Nothing too crazy about it. I like the simple style. That's pretty cool. And they do their own shirts. No, this is Gildan. You know, some of the time they do their own like Loot Crate, like Loot Wear shirts, and then sometimes they're on Gildan. I'm not sure what the explanation is for that. Whether they just run out of their own and they have to have them printed, or if they genuinely just decide to. Because I'm not a big fan of the Gildan ones. They're just not as good in quality. So yeah, I'm kind of curious what the explanation is for that. So, like I mentioned before, I did one box of January, that I'm going to wait until I do the review to review these shirts, because I'm actually going to start trying them on and checking out the material before I give them just a numbered value. Because before I was just rating them based on the design, and I want to do a little more in-depth value or review of that shirt. So there's that. Alright, moving on. Oh, okay. So we got a scaled replica 1940s Captain America shield. Okay, let's open this up and take a look. From EFX. So we've gotten EFX before in various boxes. We've gotten them from Loot Crate before. We've also gotten a Captain America one before. Let's take a look. From the first Avenger. So this looks like a little holder. And yeah, looks pretty legit. Oh wow, okay, so here's the front. It doesn't look too special or anything, but you actually flip it to the back, and it actually has like little leather-looking straps. They're not real leather, they're metal, or plastic or whatever, but that actually makes it more like a replica. Because when you look at the front, it just looks like a piece of metal, but when you look at the back, that's actually pretty cool, so it's a pretty solid replica. That's not bad. I kind of want to see what it looks like on the little stand. Maybe I'll do that during the break. I think it just goes in like that. Okay, I'm not going to make you guys watch me put this together. I'll do that on the break, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like on the stand, because I'm really curious about that. But that's cool, though. Really nice quality, and I like how they have like a nice matte finish on the paint there. Really nice paint job. Good little sheen to it. Decent size. That's really cool. I'm curious why they went with the, oh, almost dropped it. Why they went with the first Avenger one and not the more modern Captain America. It's still pretty cool, but I'm just curious why they didn't go with that. Me, personally, my favorite Captain America shield was from the Winter Soldier. The one where it's just blue and white with the star. That one's dope. I like that one. That's my favorite one. Alright, see what we got next. This looks like a little Ninja Turtle. Geeky Tikis. Alright. Everyone's got a gimmick these days, you know? Every company has their little gimmick. Everyone's trying to follow the whole pop trend, and you know, some of them land, some of them don't. So it looks like I would assume you had the option of all the turtles or Shredder. And it actually says Loot Crate exclusive, so maybe just this one is exclusive. Well, let's take it out and see. Oh wow, okay, much different than I thought. Way different than the picture. This is actually ceramic. I was assuming it'd just be a little plastic piece of crap, but it's actually like ceramically made. It's like blown, and it's got what's it called? I'm trying to think of the technical term when they're this is going to drive me nuts. Anyway, it's made of ceramic, and it's got the gloss to it. There's a specific word I'm trying to think of, and I can't think of it, and I feel stupid. But that's pretty cool, and I'm guessing they're made to be stackable. And this can be used as pretty much anything. It looks like a shot glass, to be quite honest. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it. But I'm surprised that it's actually ceramic. That's pretty cool. I don't know why they're mixing it with tikis, to be quite honest. It seems kind of weird, but you know, whatever. Like I said, everyone's got a gimmick these days, so Alright, fucking tiki turtles. Cool. I wonder what else they'll make into tikis. Weird, but that'll do. And I'm glad I got Leonardo, because he's my favorite. Loves me some Leonardo. Alright. Then it looks like we got Action Comics number 1. 1938, first appearance of Superman. So way before he ever became popular, and way before, I think he was, I don't even know if he was actually Superman. Yeah, I guess he was at this point. But he didn't have his own comics. He was just part of Action Comics, and I don't think DC was really that established at this point. It was just kind of in its, like, infancy before it kind of came together. But yeah, first appearance of Superman, and obviously I would assume this is a replica. Let's see what it says here. Certificate of authenticity, certifies as authentic, reprint. Action Comics number 1, Volume 1, special edition reprint, exclusive to Loot Crate. Okay, that's cool. Some of these reprints actually go for a decent amount. Obviously nowhere near the original, but there was a reprint in, I want to say Geek Fuel or something like that, where it was the first appearance of Harley Quinn, I think. Yeah, but they did a reprint of it, and it was actually worth a decent amount. Because it was such an old issue, and it was a really iconic issue, so even the reprint held some value. This one I'm not sure, just based on the fact that, as always, Loot Crate puts out so many crates it almost devalues everything. But I'll have to do some research. I don't know if this is the only time they've ever reprinted it. If it is, it should hold some value. But if they've reprinted this many times over the years, then I doubt anyone will care. But we'll see about that. Dan Didio, Jim Lee. Cool. There's that. And our last item is a pin. Much different than our normal pin, though, I gotta say. So this is just a legit Ninja Turtles pin, which is like the first time they've really, I guess not the first time they put like a legit just different logo, because they usually put just a symbol that has to do with the theme, but this is just like a legit Ninja Turtles pin. Like, that's cool, I like that. That's honestly one of the better pins I've seen. And I'm trying really hard to get my own pins made, by the way. And I'm thinking about doing some kind of fundraiser for it. So that's on the market, and that's to be determined, so I'm hoping to do that as well. I just need to find a pin distributor or someone to make them. If anyone knows of someone, let me know. I talked to Johnny Tejas and see who did his pins, because I was curious about it, and that guy's too busy. So if anyone knows like where Loot Crate gets them, or a good place that can make pins for me, I'm just going to do my own logo. But if anyone knows somewhere, let me know, and I want to get those made and start handing them out to people. Anyway, I thought everything in here was cool. I love turtles. I thought that was a good theme. So we'll take a short little break. We'll come back, talk about some value on this, and give this box a rating. See you soon. Alright, we are back. So let's talk about some value on these items. First, the shirt. It'll get the standard $12 to $15 value. As far as a rating on this, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think it's a cool shirt. Nothing wrong with it at all. Not a ton of design quality to it. It's pretty simple. I've seen shirts exactly like this at like Target and Walmart. They may have not said the exact same words around it, but who really gives a shit? I don't care if it has words. I'm more there for the picture. And it's just a very commonly done design, so there's not a lot of design to it. And the weird thing is, it says down here, officially licensed product of Nintendo, but it's on a Gildan shirt, so it's not an officially licensed Nintendo shirt. So what's the point of even putting that? Like, it seems weird to say officially licensed, but on an off-brand shirt. So there really wasn't much point to that. It's not technically officially licensed there. So that's why it only gets a 6 out of 10. Design's fine. I'm sure everyone will like it. It just could have been a little bit cooler, and the quality on it's decent. It's the Gildan shirts, so they're not horrible, but they're just not great either. So 6 out of 10 I think is fair. But yeah, like I said, $12 to $15 value. I'll still wear it though. I think it's a cool shirt. It's definitely worth wearing, but you know, no big deal. Next, our little prop replica, our shield. So this one, you know, I'm not a big fan of how they put it on the stand. Here, I'll get it closer. I was kind of hoping that the stand would like go through the straps on the back and hold it that way so you don't see it. But they made the stand so you can see like the little graspy things on the side. You can see the little plastic parts that hold it. And that's like, well, that kind of takes away from it. It doesn't really sit on there very well. So I like the shield as far as a prop replica. It's very nicely done. So I like that. But they should have had the stand so it's not visible behind it. So I think that was not really a good call, because it just kind of like slides in there and it doesn't really hold it very well. And like I was saying, you could see the little parts where it holds onto it. It really wouldn't have been that difficult to make it a completely invisible stand, but it's not quite like that. So I'm not a big fan of the way it's displayed on there, but it's still a very nice prop replica, and they did do a good job on the actual shield itself. Unfortunately, it's not going for a very high price. It's only going for about $12 right now. And that's due partly because, like I said before, Loot Crate puts so many of them out every month that it always floods the market and it brings the value down. Because if this wasn't in Loot Crate and if it was just being sold by EFX, I could see it going for at least $20, if not more than that, to be quite honest, because it is really well done. But because so many people got it and maybe not a lot of people liked it, only going for about 12 bucks. Next, our Geeky Tikis, our little muglet as they call it. So you did get the option of all the turtles plus Shredder, and this is very nice ceramic. And this actually goes for a decent amount. Kind of depends on who you got, because some turtles are more popular than others right now. And I think Shredder is supposed to be like the rarer variant. But it's going for about 16 to 20, which is pretty surprising, because you know, most mugs are like the ceramic style, but these are, it's really cool, it's very well sculpted, but you know, it's not that practical. I just don't know what you use it for, other than like a large shot glass, or like an espresso cup or something like that. I don't really see the practicality of it. And you know, the detail on it's decent. It's cool because it's ceramic, but it's not super detailed. It's interesting concept, but it's just a little bit weird. Like I said, like, what's the point of turtles and tikis? Like, what's the relevant crossover? It's still cool, but people are paying a decent amount. But I can imagine that price will probably come down because turtles are really cool and I like the style of it, but I can't imagine a bunch of people like, oh my god, I need that tiny tiki. So I am pretty sure that price will come down because that seemed pretty high. This box is fairly new. I get Loot Crate really early because Loot Crate's right up the street from me in LA and I'm in San Diego. So these prices may be a little high because maybe not everyone's gotten it yet because it has to take time to ship all across the US and I'm right there. So even though it's been here a couple days, it's still pretty fresh. So these prices probably will drop because that seems pretty high for what it is. Alright, next. Our Action Comics here. So I looked it up and this is not the only time they've reprinted it. And there also isn't a limited run on this reprint, so that's going to hurt the value pretty tremendously. If this is the only time, like I mentioned, the Harley Quinn one, where they have done a reprint and they kept a limited run on it, it gave it some real value. That's a very valuable comic, to be quite honest. This one, not so much. It has some value, but not much, because there's no limited run on it that can print it endlessly, and there's been a bunch of people that have reprinted this in the past. So it's nice that this one's sealed, but there's been a ton of reprints of it, so that hurts the value a bunch. Right now it's at like $15 or $16, but that price will definitely drop because it's cool and all, but there's going to be no collectability to it because there's probably a million of them out there, not to mention the ones that have already been reprinted, not to mention the ones they will reprint in the future. So it's not going to be worth anything over time. It's not going to increase in value ever. So it's cool as a novelty, but that 15 to 16 it's at is definitely going to come down. At the end of the day, it'll probably be worth under 10. But as of right now, until more people get it, that's what it's at. And the same with the little muglet. I can imagine that probably ending up probably closer to a $10 to $12 value versus the 16 to 20 it's at right now. Then, the last one, the pin, the Turtles pin. I like the pin. That was one of my favorite pins from Loot Crate. I think it was very nice. Only $5 or $6. Nothing special about it. It's really good in quality. The Loot Crate ones always come with incentives, and the incentive is online comics. You get issue 1 through 5 of the Turtles, and that's very often what it is. It's usually free books or comics to read online or downloadable content for some game or something like that. Never anything amazing, but yeah, it is what it is. So only like $5 to $6 on that, but it's a very nice pin. So as of right now, the value stands on the low end 60, on the high end 68. Like I said, these values will drop as the rest of America gets Loot Crate, and maybe as the rest of the world gets Loot Crate. So over the next week or so, you will see these prices drop. And I've heard a lot of people complain about that on my channel, that I overvalue things, and it's like, well, I'm not overvaluing it. It's as of this moment when I'm recording it, that's what the value's at. But by the time you're watching it, could be days, weeks later, the values will have changed. So that's why I give the warning in advance. This will drop. Because right now, it's over triple what you paid for. You only paid $20 for the box, and you're getting $60 or $70. Now, after all said and done with the prices dropping, I still think you're going to get well over double the value, but only time will tell exactly how popular these things are. I think everything in here was good. All recognizable stuff, pretty iconic. Not a lot of items, but Loot Crate's a pretty small box. It's only 20 bucks. It's one of the cheaper boxes out there. So, not a lot of items, but it was well-rounded. Everything in here was of good quality and well-recognized franchises. So, I thought that they did a really good job. So, even if we only got double the value, I think it's a pretty great box. It's just very specific taste. Like, it's kind of weird items, but Loot Crate always does that. They have popular franchise, but always have a weird spin on them. So honestly, I really liked it, and we'll have to wait for the monthly review to see what these values end up being. But right now, I'm going to give it like an 8 out of 10. I think they did a good job. I think the prop replica looks like a prop replica. Good job. The turtle tiki is weird, but I still like turtles. I don't really care. Anything Leonardo, I'll put it on display. The action comic is cool and nostalgic, and it's also cool to just take a look at the original comic, because I'm sure not a lot of people have actually ever read it. They've recognized the cover, but I doubt most people have actually thumbed through the comic, so it'd be cool to see. Pin was nice. Shirt was good. Not the best, but it was good there. So, well-rounded box, worth the value, good variety, all exclusive. Hit all the marks for me. I really don't see any reason why it should get a lower score. But as always, let me know what you guys thought about it. What you thought about the score. Always weigh in about the values, but keep in mind they will change. Let me know what you guys think, and then we'll revisit this at the monthly review and see what the final value and score will be. But for the time being, this has been Loot Crate Classic. 8 out of 10 on the box, 6 out of 10 on the shirt. Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Love y'all. Peace.